Okay, we arrived. What do you mean we have arrived? This is not Ivry.
Ivry and Ivry are not the same place, you know? We are in the wrong one.
Ivry?
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 Avry?
Ivry?
Ivry?
J'hallucine. Ivry?
Paris? Where are we?
There's been a classic map reading issue. No worries, it's part of the process. Take it as a learning experience.
Okay, so what do we do?
Great question. What will you do?
Bonjour tout le monde, coucou les amis, and welcome to the first day of this road trip here in Evry. It is the last week of the spring regular season, and as you see, the blue wall has arrived. All the fans have arrived, and I'm so thrilled to be here with you, with Finn, and with GB, guys. And honestly, I'm so excited to see how much more noise we can make compared to Madrid, because Madrid was wild. I'm expecting more today.
It absolutely was. And I mean, the arena is smaller than it is than in Madrid, but already the atmosphere is making it feel just as crazy.
Oh, the blue wall is very loud and they're standing very tall. You hear them always just having all these songs they're singing. I don't know if they're prepared, if they all know it by heart, but it's so amazing to see all this energy right here.
Honestly, something that I always see with Carmine Corp events, fandom, and the fans is the fact that they always bring new chants. And guys, they're yelling behind us right now. The teams are not even on stage, so I'm really thrilled to see what it's going to be like in the next 15 minutes. First things first, let's talk about the state of the league. As I said, we're reaching the end of regular season here in spring, and some teams are yet to qualify to playoff. We have 3 teams qualified already. I expected this ones. There's some results that I did not expect here. How do we think that this one is going to unfold over the rest of the weekend, Finn?
I mean, the stakes is high for every team here, but the team I'm looking at first and foremost is G2, because they really need to get rid of whatever happened in Madrid and really come in strong, because we expect them to be one of these teams that really get fueled by these arenas, and we did not see it in Madrid, and they have not even locked playoffs. That they really need to come in with their best game here.
Yeah, you're looking at them. I'm looking at the 6th to 10th spot. There is still opportunity for every single team to make it into playoffs here in the last week of the LEC. So I think everything up for grabs. Even for the teams who no longer got games are sitting at home rooting for specific results to happen so they can still make it into the playoffs.
And of course, we're going to keep you posted on like all the stakes, the results and everything, because everything is super messy right now in the LEC. A lot of teams can make it, and it's going to depend on the matches that we're going to have in front of us in the next 3 days. Let's talk about what's at stake for our teams here in Evry, because guys, in Madrid, we saw a resurgence. We saw a breath of fresh air coming from some teams, and I really want to see how they're going to seize the opportunity that they have playing in front of the audience. Finn, you were talking about G2 making up for whatever happened in Madrid.
Oh, yes.
What the hell was that?
I mean, we don't know what's happened in Madrid. They really just couldn't deal with the pressure, perhaps. I still see Skumon and Labrov being uncoordinated. I still see BB and Caps overreaching, and they really need to fix these issues. Last week against Vitality was better, but that's just a short step in a long way.
And taking it back to Madrid, I mean, we saw MCoy, that was their home arena. They managed to get 2-0 in terms of the games they played. Now we're looking at Carmine Corp, defending champions of the winter split, in their house, in their arena, with their fans, looking to claim back that first place of the regular season that Fnatic is currently holding.
It is the first time that they're going to play in front of their fans in their arena. There's so much on the line for this team. G2 wants to take revenge on them for what happened in winter. And for me, KC want to cement themselves as the new generation, as the new contender who can elevate the level of the league. They need to come strong this weekend, Finn.
Yeah, I mean, KC, this is their home turf. We still hold them in such high regards after that showing in first stand. And they really put on this plateau of European League of Legends right now. And they need to show to us, to their fans, and to all of the Europe that they can still get better.
Yeah, and even for a team like SK here, we've barely yet to see any fans of them, but the players themselves are still
looking, guys.
We have been looking, but they are rooting for their own chances at still making playoffs. They barely have any expectations fan-wise on them, but they have everything to win on this weekend in terms of trying to make it to playoffs.
I mean, that's the thing, everything to win, everything to lose as well, but less pressure on their shoulders, maybe, Finn.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think what we saw in Madrid was that GX just rose to the occasion and they just showed everyone up and they just came and stomped everyone. And I think SK has the opportunity to do the same thing as GX did in Madrid, because they really have no expectations, and I really want to see them really use that as a catalyst for better performances.
Last team we have, Vitality. And for me, guys, maybe you're not familiar with the rivalry that there is between Karmine Corp and Vitality. Vitality being the historic French team, and Karmine Corp arrived just a few years ago to just snag their spot, snag their position. Vitality is the biggest enemy of the arena this weekend. And I hope they can play spoilers. They're going to play against Karmine Corp later today. Niski, there's a lot of history between him, Kameto, and Karmine Corp. Honestly, I don't know what to expect from them, but I think it's going to be a banger.
You never know what to expect from Vitality, and you're talking about any enemies. They're their own worst enemies as well. But yeah, we've seen the high highs, we've seen the low lows. The question with Vitality is always, which version are we getting?
Yeah, and there's a lot of chances for players to make a statement, especially in front of their fans. That is something that we saw in Madrid, and I want to keep tracks of how the players are going to perform, how much aura they're going to get, how much boost they're going to get from this audience, who is going to have the biggest baguettes here in Evry. And guys, we're looking at all the Francophone players, Niski Targamas, of course, included here because of what they mean to the French fans. So guys, who do you think is going to have the biggest aura? Who do you think is going to have the biggest baguettes? And what is the metrics here?
Come on, guy. It has to be Calist, right? I mean, the guy has already lived up to so many unreal expectations in winter. Now we're finally seeing him where there's so many people who's already going to be rooting for him. He's the messiah of this arena, the Lisan Al-Gaib. So I'm looking at him to really just raise the bar.
Oh, you think Calist baguette is impressive? I want to talk about Skew Mond, because I think this is a perfect opportunity for him to really prove to all the G2 fans why G2 took this chance on him. He is back in his home country, in France, in front of a French crowd, and now he has the chance to prove to everyone that he belongs in this team. He has all the pieces around him. He has all the talent in the world. We have seen the solo queue performances. I think this is the time for him to rise to the occasion and show that he belongs at the top of Europe.
Not gonna lie, guys, for me, I'm excited about Bukada. Bukada used to be Karmine Corp Blue in winter. Joining SK and the LEC after that, it is the very first time that he's gonna play in front of his former family. And I think they're going to give him a warm welcome. We're just going to see this in a few minutes, but I believe in Bukada to turn things around for SK and prove that he can have the biggest baguette here. We're going to leave things here for now. Let us know what you guys think on the chat, and we're going to go for the very first interview with Broken Blade in the Marriott Bonvoy pregame check-in.
Hi everyone, I'm sitting here with the beautiful Sergen Celik Broken Blade coming into today's series, and I want to ask you some questions because I obviously have played against you many times. I bet the score is pretty much even, I would say. But I mean, you are known for your creative and innovative nature. I mean, you brought out champions like Seth and Swain this split, for example. And as someone has played my own fair share of really bad draft champions, horrible really, that just kind of ruins the entire game for my team, how do you really keep getting into it?
I mean, it's really about trial and error, you know. I mean, you should know, you play Kled. You have a high win rate on Kled because you know when to pick it, you know. And those goes the same with like Swain and like this set, for example, didn't work, right? That was like an error, but you learn from these picks and like moments as well, and when to pick it and when it's good to pick it. And for us, it's just really about if it's good, we will do it, or I will do it. That's how I see it, and I feel like it's really fine being a guy that only sticks to the meta because you can't do anything wrong with that. The way I see it is though, if you play something that is not normal, firstly you have the edge of how to play that matchup, and second it's just it's probably in that specific case you pick it because it's stronger than the average meta pick, right? So
I mean, that makes sense. I think after my second Malawi game, my coach banned that word in the office. So I don't know what kind of blackmail you have on Dylan to keep getting away with it, but I kudos to you, man. Well, while we're at the subject of draft disasters, SK Gaming playing against them this weekend, and how do you come into this series? Because it's kind of a double-edged sword, coming in with a lot of confidence and really seeing yourselves as the favorite. How do you deal with this situation?
I mean, I think after our rough week in Madrid and the loss against BDS, where it hit us really hard, we got humbled a little bit, so we will go in with a very, very clean state of like not underestimating anyone. And right now it starts with SK. I have a little thing going on with Rika. He's not doing so hot in my solo queue games, so I really want to beat him. It's a little bit of drama going on there, but no, I'm excited to play against him. It's gonna be first time since that I play against Kidui. I've known him for a long time, so excited on how he will perform. especially on a big stage.
I mean, exciting. Obviously, the German rivalry there, and I mean, maybe if we're lucky, we're gonna get a third G2 is back tweet from you after today, after tomorrow even.
A
If
third
we're
what?
lucky, G2 is back tweet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident we're back. Just have to showcase it now, especially on a big stage. With this roster, we have struggled a little bit on the big stages, but it doesn't, weigh us down. We are very confident still, especially after last week. I feel like it gave us a very, very big confidence boost. You know how it is, momentum in the team is very, very important, and how you take it, and we take it with the flow. That's how it goes around here, So yeah, I'm very confident.
Yeah, obviously the big game of the weekend is against KC. And how excited are you to rub that massive smile, but also very beautifully photogenic smile off Yike's face?
I mean, Yike has been getting the longest straw way too many times against us. So now it's for us to take it by force this time around. I do think KC is strong. They've shown a lot of off games as well, though. So we're gonna be playing off of that, and the Yike's not gonna be ready for what's coming.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Yike has the longest straw, and BB is excited and confident into the game coming in against KC. Thank you so much for us. We're going back to you guys.
Great interview, Finn. I mean, I've had three main issues with G2 so far, and it's a bit of cause and effect. Right now, I still think that Schumann and Lavrov, they're still yet to be integrated in the roster properly, and the synergy is still lacking. I think that's leading to Broken Blade and Cavs. They're feeling a need to overperform as well. And then 3, I actually don't think that they're always set up for success with their draft. I think that's what led them to have a 3-game losing streak.
Yeah, and I want to say, last week against Vitality, we saw some hope for G2. I really like the kind of direction they're taking these drafts, because crucially, I feel like Broken Blade has a higher impact in the team fight. Because when I see Broken Blade, I see a player who's really good at gaining leads and then transitioning them to the rest of the team. And I think a lot of the time, BB has been on the side lane and the other team is pressuring on the other side, and not a lot of things are happening right. But now they're simplifying the drafts, and they're really making it easier for them to win games when they are ahead.
So you say this, and then there's SK. The teams are about to play in just a few minutes. You can hear the atmosphere. It's electrifying at the KC Arena. But guys, SK, they really don't want to make things easy for themselves at all.
I mean, at this point, then just double down, right? You can complain about that the drafts are hard to execute. I say, make it harder. Hit him with everything you got. Because you look at Gen X champion pool, and he doesn't want to be normal. You can say whatever you want. It's not going to happen. So I want to see the Clad top. I want to see the Shyvana. I want to see whatever that he can get going.
No,
well, I mean, you can try if you want to, but I think you have to be a bit crazy against G2 as well.
Yeah, and while we're on the side of the SK, the guy I'm looking at, which is surprisingly, I think, the best performer, is Kidui.
Yeah.
I think he's had a great spring split so far. And when I think about Kidui, it's a guy I played against in solo queue for many, many years. I think of a player who's forever vigilant and always clicking forward, always trying to make things happen. And I want to see them amplify that in the draft stage. I love his Estral, I love his Kai'Sa, and I absolutely adore his Tristana, which he hasn't played yet, but I know it's one of his best champions, and I would love to see them pick it because it's in a strong state right now, and he really amplifies that champion strengths.
And that's the thing, you're never going to beat G2 on their turf, so they went weird. SK, go weirder today on stage. I'm going to leave you guys here because you see Dwagby, the host for the weekend. He is on stage, and we're about to kick the last week of LEC Spring regular season. We are in Carmine Corp's arena in their house, à leur maison. It is time to get this show on the road.